Today we are looking at Columbus Enterprise and the Age of Exploration. Our objective for this lesson is to outline the factors that led to the European encounter of the continents of Africa and Asia. Now we have two words, caravan, expedition. Now these are two of our main words. So give it a shot and try to explain these terms. Now let's check to see if you were correct. Caravan, a group of people, vehicles, or supervised animals that are traveling together for security. Expedition, a trip made by a group of people for a particular purpose. If you need to, you can pause the video and read this over for yourself. Why am sh- why is it I am showing you this map? Now, this is a world map that is actually showing you the various continents. Last term, we looked at the world map and we identified the 7 continents. So this map is for you to refamiliarize yourself with the location of Africa and Asia, and also for you to observe the location of Africa and Asia in relation to Europe. Now, these are some of the items that were traded by the Europeans: the spices, the silks, gold, and silver. Some of the items that the Europeans were actually trying to acquire were brown sugar. Yes, we know how sugar make our tea taste nice. Nutmeg, black pepper, cinnamon, vanilla, and and so on. So you can pause at any time and go through this slide for yourself. Now, these were just some of the items that they were trying to acquire. Who they be talking about? We're talking about the Europeans. Now, earlier in our objective, we said we are looking at the Europeans encounter, how they encountered Africa and Asia. All right, so they were actually looking for a new trading route. All right, and why was a new trading route needed? Let's think about it. Even in our present day, we are always looking for a shorter way of getting things done. Now, these are just some of the reasons that they actually needed a new trading route. There was an increase in trading activities in Europe. The goods transported via the caravan was spoiled by the time they arrived in Europe. So now remember, these people are doing a business, and if they go out on the expedition or they go out looking to gather various items, and by the time they get back to where they need to be to sell these items and they're being spoiled, then just think about it. They're not making the profit that they are expected to make. So of course they will want to find a new trading route, a short way that where they can go get the stuff and get back to the market so that they can sell the goods. Also, it was becoming expensive by the time they reach to their destination to actually sell what they needed to. And you can pause the video again and you can go through all of that for yourself. Now, let's look at some of the factors that actually encourage sailing. Now, there was a guy by the name of Henry the Navigator, and he established a sailing school and had been making voyages in the Atlantic Ocean along the coast of Africa. Well, of course, he will want to get out of the box. He will want to try and explore different places, or at least he would want to send those that are part of his school to explore other oceans around the world. All right. Also, European sailors and geographers were learning about the continents and oceans. So when you learn something, you actually want to practice what you learn. And it is said that when you are learning something, when you learn it in the environment and through the environment is actually a more lasting and enjoyable experience. Let's look at some of the factors that actually hinder the process of exploration. When we say hindered, now these are some of the things that actually prevented or pose as an obstacle for Christopher Columbus and his team to further explore the New World. And one of the main factor that did this was they were kind of like confused as to whether the earth was flat or not. Now, remember, if they are thinking that the earth is flat, they will be afraid that when they sail, they can eventually fall off the end of the earth. All right, so remember all of this thing, it was new. It wasn't proven as yet if the earth is round or flat. All right, but they were just of this perception that the earth that they are actually about to sail or navigate around is flat. So you could understand that this skepticism. Let's look at this man. By now, you should have an idea who he is. All right. So, what do you know about this man? Yes, we know this is Christopher Columbus, but what else do you know about this man? Pause the video and you can just think, you can just make some mental notes. Why did he become famous? He was a famous sailor and explorer. He led a voyage from the old world in search of a new route to India. He landed in the Americas. His discoveries inspired the European countries to explore and colonize the Americas. Was this good for us? Let us find out why these historians are referring to the New World as the New World and the Old World as the Old World. Now, the New World, if you look at this map that is being shown here, you see there's a division. So the New World is to the west and the Old World is to the east. So your New World, they are, it is made up of countries that make up the Americas. And the Old World were those continents of Europe, Asia, and Africa. And it is said that those people that were actually living in the Old World knew nothing about the New World. Hmm, unbelievable, right? What are the Americas? One might ask. Now, the Americas include the continent of North America and South America. And just there, to your left, you can see the continents of North and South America, just in case you might forget. The vision for the future. This is a vision that the Europeans had. In 1486, Columbus asked the leaders of Spain to pay for a trip to find a new route to Asia. And guess what they said? They said no to his request. Could imagine poor Columbus. But Columbus didn't give up. In 1492 now, Columbus asked King Ferdinand and Queen Elizabeth a second time to sponsor his voyage to Asia. And guess what? This time they agreed to pay his fee. Ooh, I could just imagine the excitement. Let us talk about Columbus voyages. Voyage 1. What do you know about Columbus voyage number 1? Just to bear in mind, Columbus made 4 voyages, but we will look at 2. What were the names of Columbus' 3 ships? Danina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. I don't have a good Spanish accent. So those were the three ships that Columbus used on his voyage number one. On his voyage number one, there was a shipwreck on the Christmas Day in 1492. So what they did, they took the remains from this wreck and they built a fort, and they call this fort La Navidad. How many days were the sailors on Columbus at sea? Hmm, interesting question. It took Columbus and the sailors 70 days to reach the New World by ship. Is that a long time? Yeah, very long. It was October the 12th, 1492 when they arrived. Where did Columbus land? Where did he land? He named the island San Salvador, and it is now part of the present-day Bahamas. There he met the Lucayos tribe. Columbus thought he was near India. Really, Columbus? He then named the area the West Indies. He named the people he met the Indians. Smart Columbus. Voyage number two. What do you know about voyage number two? I guess voyage number one was a success, so there must be voyage number two. Now, voyage number two happened on September the 25th, 1493. It took 5,000 men and 17 ships. Now, Columbus really took back great wealth and stories to come to return on his voyage number two with 17 ships. Remember before in voyage number one he only had three ships. Now Columbus doing well. He's back with 17 ships and 5,000 men. On his voyage number two, he sighted the Virgin Islands. Woohoo! He named the islands Las Virgines, which means Virgin Islands, in honor of Saint Ursula and her 11,000 virgins. Were there actually 11,000 virgins? Now, this map is actually showing you the voyages, the way he traveled. So just pay close attention to the color of the line, and then you have the little key. So you see first voyage blue, second voyage red. Yes, so you can pause it here, take your time, and you can go through that. All right. The end. So tell me, what are your views on the coming of Columbus? I would love to hear.